Man, it's a beautiful day. Sun shining, a couple clouds in the sky, a little sports talk radio, nice little beverage. Nothing like it. Got some family coming over tonight for dinner. Think I'm gonna throw a little something on the grill. Have a little fun with it. Maybe some beer can chicken, like some corn pudding for a side dish, some zucchini sliced up, thrown on the grill. Maybe some little ice cream sandwiches. Sounds like a pretty good meal. So for beer can chicken, you want your grill to act as an oven. So that's going to require some indirect heat. For mine, I have a 3-burner LP. What you'd want to do here, and we're going to do it right now. First, open the valves. Okay. Open this bad boy. I'm going to leave the middle burner off. So that's going to be our landing zone for the chicken. The side burners are going to create the airflow and the heat, and it's going to give you that rounded heat. We're looking for indirect medium, somewhere around 350, 375. Depends on your grill. My grill gets really, really hot, so it's something I need to keep an eye on. But definitely don't want to walk away from this once the chicken is in, because you know how it is with chicken fat. You'll go from 0 to 700 and you're eating charcoal for dinner. That's no bueno. So let's pop these on. Okay. Good to go. And we'll clean that just before we're about to put the bird on. If you wanted to use charcoal, still want to do indirect. So pile your coals to one side and your meat goes on the other side. All right, so the first thing we're going to get going is the beer can chicken. It's going to take about an hour to an hour and a half, depending on, you know, what temperature your grill is at. So let's get that going first. So yesterday I went to the supermarket and I grabbed a 7-pound oven stuffer, took out the pop-up thermometer, and rubbed it down with a little homemade spice rub. So had a little smoked paprika, a little ancho, some chipotle chili powder, some salt, pepper, garlic, a little oregano, cumin, but you really can use whatever you like. You know, it's really to your taste. So after that, popped it in this little pan here, and then used my vacuum sealer to seal it on up for a good 24 hours, so that rub definitely penetrated inside to the meat, made a nice infusion inside. We're going to have very flavorful meat, and we're also going to have some really crispy skin. While we're waiting for the chicken to get up to room temperature, let's talk about what we're going to put inside the chicken cavity, and that's the beer can. The most important part of beer can chicken, right? Otherwise it would just be chicken. So, I'm using Stella for this. You can use any beer you like. Blue Moon would be great in here if you can get a tall boy of Blue Moon. The most important thing about it is the size. In this case, size matters. It needs to be a tall boy or a 16-ounce can, because it needs to fit inside the rear of that chicken. You want to tip off about half of this can. And since we don't want anything to go to waste, yes, I know my technique is sloppy. That's a lot of head. I'm not a bartender. Usually I'll just drink from the bottle. In this case, it's A-okay. Just a little bit more. That's about half. Okay, so I love my little pint glasses here, have funny little sayings on them. Move that to the side. Now the next ingredient, just to give it a little salinity as it steams, is going to be Worcestershire. To taste, since we did put salt in, that's good, right there. It's time to put the beer can chicken on the grill. But first things first, let's put on our gloves. That way, we don't have to worry about cross-contamination when we deal with our other things later. We'll still wash our hands, but always take the extra insurance. I have a drip pan here. That is where the beer can is going to sit, and then the chicken sits on top of the beer can that's sitting on top of the drip pan. So this is going in the middle of our situation there, right in between the two burners, and we move on to the beer can. Right here, we have our prepared tall boy, has our Worcestershire sauce and our beer. We have our dried chicken, and it goes on like so. Make sure it's nice and stable. Looking good. Transfer over like that. All right. Now we can close her up. That's the temperature we want to be around, which is good. If need be, have a little squirt bottle, but I don't think we'll have a problem. Also have my fire extinguisher if necessary if we have a really big problem, but I don't think we're going to have an issue. If it gets too hot, just open the vent or lower the burners. Time to make dessert. For dessert tonight, we're going to do some store-bought amaretto cookies and a little respun vanilla ricotta ice cream with some almond and a little bit of caramel dust swirled inside. So what we're going to do is add about 1/3 of a cup of almond milk to a mixture of about 1/4 of a cup of ricotta cheese and 1 pint of vanilla ice cream that I let melt back down so we can incorporate these flavors and respin it so we can achieve that ice cream texture. So we want to whisk it all together and then take it for a spin. Remember, when making your homemade ice cream, make sure that your machine is on to start and that your bowl has been frozen for at least 24 hours in advance. I keep mine in my freezer at all times, just whenever I want to make some ice cream. Now we're going with our mixture, our almond milk, ricotta cheese, and melted anglaise at this point. Slow and steady in. Helping it along. What we're really looking for is air. You want to re-aerate and get that nice crystallized texture without it going too far and turning into butter. Because if you spin it for too long, it's going to end up like frozen butter. And remember I said there's going to be caramel dust swirled inside, right? That's where these beauties come in. I took about 5 Nips candies and pulverized them up in my mini food processor. Add them on in, but we're going to sprinkle on in and watch it swirl throughout. Awesome. We're going to let this go as per our machine's instructions. Really, you want to listen for when the motor starts to start struggling. It'll sound like a cat almost. It'll give you that like I know I'm taking a lot of help here from the store with the pre-spun ice cream that I'm melting down to remake the anglaise, as well as the amaretto cookies that we're going to assemble. But when you're entertaining and you have to work the next day, take the help where you can get it. If you need to do a little store-bought dessert to go with your beer can chicken and corn pudding, or your zucchini fries, or whatever you're making, take the help where you can get it, guys. It's okay. Just make it your own. Somehow, some way. A freezer-safe container. I use plastic, but you could certainly use glass if you have it. What you want. Make sure it's nice and spread out. Nice and even. Get down deep in that bowl. Don't waste a bit. Waste not, want not. Unless you're feeling a little peckish and want a snack right about now, I wouldn't blame you. Ice cream on a beautiful day, can't beat it. As much as I can get out of there. Side there. Alright. Nice and airtight. Into the freezer we go for a couple hours till it's nice and scoopable, and then we can start assembling our cookie sandwiches. Alright guys, ice cream is out of the freezer. Time to put the sandwiches together. These are the little amaretto cookies that I got from the store, but you can really use, something sturdy, whether it's chocolate chip or whatever flavor profile you're going for, more than okay. So we have that. I lined my counter with a little plastic wrap. A little bit of our ice cream here, which has the almond, the ricotta, and the vanilla base. Make sure it's not too much, just enough. Nice. Pop another one on. Gave it a little bit of a twist, just so it kind of distributes that ice cream a little bit more. And then we're going to wrap it. Continuing to form it as we wrap it. That way, we have a nice little ice cream sandwich bundle. Looks pretty good. Back to the chicken. Since we're kind of committed to being out here, making sure that nothing's going wrong with the chicken, let's talk about how to make that corn pudding. In a large bowl, whisk 5 eggs together. Using a spoon, stir in 2 cups of roasted sweet corn, a 1/4 cup of roasted onions, 1 can of creamed corn, 1 1/3 cups of skim milk, 1 1/3 cups of low-fat buttermilk, 1/2 cup of flour, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt, and a pinch of cayenne pepper to taste. Pour into greased ramekins and bake at 375 for 1 hour or until a toothpick is inserted and comes out clean. Top with cheese and placed in a 450-degree oven until golden brown and bubbly. Yum. And now for something healthier. While the chicken's resting, let's make our veg for tonight. I took 3 zucchini, cut them in half, sprinkled with kosher salt and black pepper, and drizzled them with a little bit of olive oil. Throw them on high heat here, and we're just going to let them go until they're soft. Then we can plate and eat. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you had as much fun watching as I did making the video for you. Make sure to subscribe to my page and follow me on Instagram, the same name, As You Eat It. And remember, cook how you want to cook, eat how you want to eat as you eat it. Here's to family, here's to friends, salud,
and let's eat.